Were you able to see a kid in the car?
I saw a small human in the car.
Where was she?
On Thursday, March 31st, 2022, in Jacksonville, Florida, a routine family situation spiraled into a 30-mile police pursuit and ended with a 5-year-old child dead in a retention pond. It started in a place that should have felt controlled, a relative's home, a court arrangement already in place, and a mother who had been told no before. But that afternoon, the adults involved were dealing with something far more volatile than a custody dispute. They were dealing with a parent in crisis, pressing against legal boundaries that existed for a reason. The child was living under temporary custody with her aunt, backed by paperwork tied to child welfare involvement. Earlier that day, the child's biological mother, Pamela Cabrera, arrived trying to see her daughter. Officers were called to the house, and from the start, the situation carried warning signs.
Right by the court.
Okay.
To visit my daughter, but my sister has my daughter, so they said.
Your sister has custody of your daughter?
Temporary custody.
Do you have paperwork?
She has the paperwork.
I have the paperwork.
Not on me.
You got your ID with you?
My ID?
Yeah.
No, it's in the phone.
Can you grab it?
You need my ID.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up the paperwork in the computer.
So I spoke to the case manager.
Mm-hmm.
She has everything. And she said, call her if anything. When my sister gets here, if you need anything to call her.
The paperwork that you have, is it from Duval County?
My sister should have the one from Duval County.
Okay. So what's your sister's name? Is that her car right there?
I think that's her husband's car.
All right, I'll look it up. Okay, so there's no court orders for any kind of custody orders or anything listed in Duval County under your name or under her name.
So what does that mean?
It means that if I don't have any paperwork, there's nothing I can do anyway. Okay, so, and they're not even here. So what is it you wanted me to do? And
no, because she told me, if you want to come see your daughter, the cops would. They said that you guys can make that happen. Me come see my daughter if she don't want me here, and I have the court order.
Well, but they're not even here. But you don't have a court order. And if you do have it, you don't have it here that I can see it. So I can't pull it up in the system because it's not a Duval court order.
Cabrera insisted there was a court order, but couldn't produce it on scene, and the responding officer couldn't immediately verify it through Duval County systems because the relevant paperwork appeared to be connected to another jurisdiction. Procedure mattered here. Without verified documents, police could not force a handoff or make visitation happen. The officer tried to de-escalate it as best he could, telling Cabrera that if the family returned and things needed mediation, she could call again and they would come back. For a moment, it looked like it had ended there. But later, Cabrera returned, and this time, she found an opening. According to the family's account, she asked to give her daughter clothes and small items she had bought. It sounded harmless. It sounded like a mother trying to do something normal. The aunt agreed, standing nearby, thinking it was simply a brief exchange. And then, in the span of seconds, the situation flipped. Cabrera put the child into her vehicle and drove off without authorization, leaving the family in shock. The 911 call came in immediately. A child had just been taken by her mother, and the mother did not have custody. Once that call went out, everything moved fast, but not fast enough.
So I was standing right here. The car's literally where you're standing.
And here with the dog.
Yeah, he was standing out here walking the dog.
Right.
And she puts her in the car and takes off.
I got you.
Just takes off. As soon as she took off, I called the cops.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old is the child?
5.
Okay. And do you know why they took the child away from the mama? Like, what's going
She
on?
has mental health issues.
Oh, okay.
And she was refusing to get help.
Police eventually located Cabrera and initiated a pursuit that stretched across roughly 30 miles. Officers were trapped in a terrible balancing act. They had to stop the driver, but they also knew a young child was inside the car. That meant fewer aggressive maneuvers, fewer high-risk interventions, and more reliance on following, coordinating, and hoping the driver would slow down or surrender. But Cabrera didn't. The chase reached extreme speeds, and as she attempted to take an exit ramp, she lost control. The vehicle left the roadway and plunged into a retention pond.
Hey, for 94, she just went straight into the retention pond. She's about halfway in the retention pond. I do not see the vehicle anymore.
All the way out there.
All the way out there.
Model 794. Come on.
Group that up.
It goes in the middle of the pond. We're going to enter the water.
Are you good at swimming? Get your off in case one of those officers starts struggling. Because they both look like they're starting to struggle. Hey, let's get something ready. Get something ready in case one of those officers starts struggling right there. Somebody's over there. Where? He said somebody's over there. Hey, officers over there. Hey, that officer's starting to struggle now. Y'all get ready. Get your stuff off. I don't care about the suspects at this point. I want that officer right there watched.
Where's he at?
Right here. He's trying to get back to us.
Give me a bag. Give me a throw bag.
Get a throw bag.
It was the best tip I have, and I got you if you get stuck. Okay?
Y'all got it? Yeah. Pull back. Just keep going. Keep walking back. No, information we have, you should be a child in the car.
What happened next was chaos in the purest sense. Shouting, radios, headlights reflecting off dark water, officers running toward a shoreline that offered almost no visibility. Cabrera managed to get out of the vehicle. Officers pulled her to safety, soaking wet and hysterical. But the car itself sank quickly, disappearing beneath the surface. And the most horrifying part was the question nobody could answer with certainty at that moment. Was the child still inside?
Get up.
Dude, smoke, Tom. All the way up. Here, flip over. Roll over. Yeah. Was there a child in the car? Where was she sitting? Front passenger seat? Why didn't you just stop? So how many people were in the car? 2 or 1? Come on. Come on. This is your kid, by the way. They're dead because of what you did. I just want you to think about that. You put her in there. It's fine. Have a seat. Get my box out. Okay. Sit down. Sit down. Get in there. Tried to pull her through. Yeah. See? Hey, you got hand sanitizer? Yeah. There's no way you can see in that water without some type of goggles, and there's no light. They're not going to be able to get to that. They're not going to be able to find the car, much less get into it.
Did the suspect then, what's his name, jump out? Is that how they got out?
No. She crashed. She came out. Left her kid. She killed her child. She apparently took the child from dad and then led us on a chase. As she tried to make this corner, it's wet. She took it too fast. Right into the hook.
Officers and dive teams responded as if there was still time. Some entered the water immediately, despite the danger and the near-zero visibility. Others focused on coordinating rescue equipment, throw bags, and personnel, because now it wasn't just about saving a child. It was also about preventing responders from becoming victims themselves. While Cabrera broke down on the shore, she wasn't providing clear, usable information. Eventually, with a Spanish-speaking officer assisting, she confirmed what responders feared. Her daughter had been in the car. By then, the pond wasn't just a crash site. It became a crime scene. Supervisors arrived. The homicide unit was notified, not because anyone wanted to treat it that way, but because a child death demanded that level of response. Investigators began piecing together the broader context: the custody arrangement, the earlier call for service, the return to the house, and the decision to flee with a child in the vehicle. In the months that followed, the case sharpened into something even more unsettling. Records and evaluations described Cabrera as having a serious mental health history, including prior involvement with child services and diagnoses that suggested instability severe enough to affect her grip on reality, particularly when untreated or unsupported. Investigators examined whether this was a calculated act, an impulsive collapse, or something in between. But whatever the underlying state of mind had been, the legal system ultimately treated the outcome as the responsibility of the person behind the wheel. Cabrera later pleaded guilty to charges tied to the pursuit and the death of her child, avoiding a long trial. In October 2024, she was sentenced to 30 years in prison, the maximum allowed under the law for the case as charged. The punishment was severe, but it didn't bring the only thing anyone actually wanted back: a 5-year-old girl who never should have been placed in the path of a high-speed chase. And that's what makes this story linger. Because the tragedy wasn't born in the pond. It was built step by step, in fractured paperwork across counties, in a system trying to manage risk with limited tools, in a family trying to do the humane thing by allowing a small exchange, and in a moment where a mother's crisis turned into motion, and motion became something nobody could stop. In the end, there were no winners. Only a child lost, a family shattered, and a case that forces the same uncomfortable question every time it's watched. How many warning signs does it take before prevention becomes possible? Now, with that question lingering, we move to a case that dates back to 2007, when a quiet home in Portomont, Chile, became the center of a chilling ordeal. Quick interruption. If you're enjoying this video, why not hit that subscribe button? We're on a mission to hit 500,000 subscribers, and when we do, 3 lucky fans will win a limited edition CreepyVids hoodie or shirt. Right now, 61.4% of you watching haven't subscribed yet. It's completely free, and your support helps us make even more awesome videos. So, don't miss out. Subscribe now, and let's get back to the video. A family living there began to report strange occurrences, shadows moving just out of sight and eerie, almost pleading cries echoing through the house at night. These weren't isolated moments. They became a constant, unsettling presence, as if the house itself was urging them to leave. Eventually, overwhelmed and afraid, the family contacted the police. When officers arrived to investigate, what they found only deepened the mystery. Several windows were smashed in from the inside, and mattresses, once used by the family, had been dragged outside and discarded, as if someone had desperately tried to flee the home.
¡Oh, cuidado! ¡Cuidado! ¡Ah! ¡Puto el mueble! ¡Se rozó! ¿Lo botó?
As the investigation unfolded, Sergeant Boris Oliveira spoke with the family, trying to understand what they had witnessed. And while they were talking, something happened that none of them could have expected. A heavy trell, a wooden board from the attic, suddenly crashed to the ground on its own. There was no one up there, no explanation, just a loud, jarring sound that made everyone freeze. It was at that moment officers knew they weren't truly alone. Later, footage captured inside the house revealed something even more disturbing. A dark figure, barely visible, moving quickly in the background. It wasn't just a trick of the light. It was fast, deliberate, and out of place. That single moment on film seemed to confirm what the family had feared all along. Concerned for their well-being, the police made a decision. That night, they offered the family temporary shelter away from the home, just in case whatever was in that house decided to show itself again. So what do you think of this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And while you're doing that, we head to a case that proves danger can blend in under daylight, surrounded by families, and still feel just as wrong. On Friday, June 21st, 2024, a family community event in Livingston County, Michigan was supposed to be exactly what it looked like: harmless. Kids running around, parents talking near vendor booths, music in the background. The kind of place where strangers don't feel threatened because there are so many people around. And that's exactly why this stood out.
And then there was people there right on this side, like, oh, these are your grandparents. I was like, no, he does not know them. Okay. He knows I'm his father, because our son and his son were good friends, and they were just running around having fun.
Do you see him anywhere right now?
Yes.
Where?
He is over there now with more children, and he's picking them up. And
okay, where?
it's making me
He's
super
right there,
nervous.
walking that way?
Yeah, he's in the tank top playing football with us.
With
okay.
boys.
All right, can you guys hang out here at Brian's booth?
Yes.
That way I can find you?
Thank you.
Yep.
Multiple parents began noticing the same adult male repeatedly inserting himself into children's play. Not for a quick joke, not for a brief interaction, but consistently. Wrestling with them, picking them up, tossing them around, acting like he had a role there, like he was part of the group. At first glance, it could almost pass as an overly playful dad. But something was off. The kids weren't his. The parents didn't recognize him. And the way he moved from group to group made it feel less like friendliness and more like persistence.
I've seen him like pick some of these kids up and toss them around. He's gonna hurt somebody's child. He shouldn't be doing it. And I'm pretty sure he's on something.
He's right there with the glasses on his head?
Gray shirt.
Barefoot right now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just going to watch for a second and then deal with it.
This guy behind me has been goofing around with these
The one with the gray?
Yeah, and there's another kid he was wrestling with earlier, so just a heads up.
I'm going to keep an eye just for a second and then I'm going to talk to him.
Cool.
Instead of immediately escalating, the officer observed from a distance. But even before he could, the man threw the ball at the officer, so he approached.
You got a minute so we can chat?
No.
No?
I mean, I could.
Okay. Do you know these kids or no?
Yeah, absolutely.
Who are they?
Stolz.
Are they yours or?
No, my best friends.
Who's your friend?
Carmen.
Okay.
Why are you questioning me?
Because I got a complaint about you.
About me?
Correct.
All right. Let me see it.
See what?
Let me see the complaint.
What am I supposed to show you? Someone came up to talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what am I going to show you?
Well, he came up to me and said that you had a complaint.
Yeah.
There's no complaint.
No complaint?
No, absolutely not.
Do you have any ID on
I have 4 kids of my own.
Do you have any ID on you, sir?
Yeah, I do.
Can I see it, please?
No.
You're refusing to give me ID?
I do not break the law.
I'm investigating a crime right now. I need your...
What crime, dude? Dude, I swear to God.
All right.
Hey!
Sir, don't walk away. $29.21. Need another unit across from Big Glass. Prior to 3. Do you have any ID on you, sir?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please?
I can give you my informatory and 40.
What do you say? It's hard to hear you with the music.
I know you might think so. I'm telling you what my identification is.
What's your name?
Jeremy Mills.
Jeremy what?
Mills.
Jeremy Mills?
Yeah, you want a pig tape because I'm playing with kids.
I'm telling you I took a complaint and I'm here investigating it. That you were touching kids.
Okay, go ahead.
Do you have your identification on you?
No, I can give you my identification.
You told me you have it on you. Just hand me your driver's license.
I don't.
You don't have it.
Nope. I can give you my identification number. M420.
I'm not ready to write it yet, so don't.
I don't give a fuck. Dude, we're having fun. We're having fun. And you tell me I'm touching kids?
That's the complaint that was made, sir. Stop. Dude, okay, if you're not going to cooperate, you're going to wind up in handcuffs and detained.
Yeah, well, yeah. Do that again. My parents.
Are you going to cooperate with my investigation? Yes or no?
No. Well, no.
No. Then turn around.
No.
The officer asked simple questions. Do you know these kids? Who are they? Are they yours? Questions that should have cleared everything up in seconds. Instead, the man became defensive, agitated. He refused to cooperate, refused to properly identify himself, refused to answer basic questions tied directly to children's safety. The officer warned him clearly, cooperate, or you're going to be detained. He still refused. That refusal is what changed everything. In a situation involving minors, declining to identify yourself while under investigation doesn't calm things down. It escalates them. When he outright refused to cooperate, the officer placed him under arrest, and that's when it became chaotic.
Put your arm behind your back. Give me your hand. Arm behind your back.
Fighting with one downtown in the square.
Arm behind your back, dude.
Put your hand behind your back. Do it now.
Other arm. Put your other
Put your arm behind your back.
Other arm behind your back, dude.
Put your arm behind your back.
What the f am I Ow!
Put your arm behind your back.
I have one arm behind my back.
The other one.
What the fuck am I supposed to do, dude? Give a little room, Sergeant. Dude, you guys are so fucked. You guys arrested somebody for nothing.
Are they still, that family still over at Brian's table? I'll go get them. Thank you.
I don't care, dude.
He resisted, argued, continued yelling as officers attempted to gain control. Even after being detained, his behavior remained erratic.
Station? Yep.
This is? Yeah.
Yep.
I have, hey,
I get your phone.
hey, Renee Milk.
Dude, all you had to do was talk to me and cooperate.
I did. And you're like telling me to like say something. I'm like, I didn't say shit, dude. I'm like
trying to identify
dude,
you.
I have 4 kids.
Watch your mouth before we have another charge.
Dude. Another charge of what?
Well, right now you're under arrest for resisting.
No,
I'm going to add disorderly if you don't keep your mouth shut in front of these kids.
You just tackled me.
Because you're not cooperating.
Okay, whatever. Dude, my parents are going to you up, dude. What's your name?
Officer Reckling, it'll be on the report.
And you know what? I respected you for taking the kid off. Whatever. I own, my parents own Tuscar Pizza. We are grateful. Dude, we are grateful for you guys. But wait a sec, what the tackle me for? Dude, you already put me in the forefront.
Stop pushing on me.
I don't know what the is going on because my thumb is being broken. My thumb is being broken right now.
Your thumb is not being broken.
Yes,
it's being held to maintain control of you.
Look.
Stop pushing. I'm holding your thumb.
I'm not doing a goddamn thing. Dude. Oh, and look at you're fucking so aggressive because.
All right, walk inside.
Yeah. Look at my thumb, dude.
Walk inside.
Walk inside.
Get your ass in here. Quit
Video it.
What is this? Jesus Christ, how stupid are you, dude?
Start video it. Look at my mouth. Bent backwards.
I'm holding your thumb.
My dad is.
I don't care who your dad is.
I don't give a who the you are. Are you serious?
Turn your face the other way.
I don't give a like, dude, my dad knows you guys. Like, that's where we... Dude, all I wanted is, like, relax on my...
Have a seat.
I did not.
Take one coat.
Why? Why the f*** you talking
Turn around. Turn around.
No. Are you serious?
Turn around and get up. Get up.
Did you just tell him?
I'm trying to turn you around and you're not cooperating. Get up.
No, you just slammed me my head.
That was your shoulder, dude. Get up.
No, that was my dude. I can't think. Hey. Dude.
Get up.
My pops is like a...
We don't really give a shit
about your pops, dude. Stand up. Dude, we don't. Stop talking about your pops. We really don't care about him.
Okay, so stop treating me like I'm not.
Well, quit resisting and listening. You're not listening to anything we're saying.
No,
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
If you get squirrely, you're going to get laid out.
I'm not. Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm not trying to get squirrely, dude. It's
Well,
like
you're not trying, but you are. You are getting squirrely. Take the hand.
He later admitted to drinking alcohol that day, reframing what initially looked like indignation into something more unstable. But while that confrontation played out, something more important was happening. Officers began speaking with witnesses. Multiple adults described the same pattern. The man repeatedly approached children he did not know. He physically engaged them, wrestling, hugging, grabbing. When parents stepped closer, he positioned himself between the children and the adults. Witnesses described him using false familiarity, speaking as if he knew the families, asking kids, "Where's your dad?" and even briefly placing another adult in a headlock while asking a child if that was his father.
Hey, where on the body was the tickling? Just been probably up.
He wasn't in that genitalia area,
Okay.
nothing like that. It wasn't like that. It was basically like trying to befriend this kid. So, using my past experience, it's almost like somebody who either has, his mind isn't right, he's got a mind of a 10, 12-year-old, or he's trying to do something he shouldn't. You know?
It eventually became clear it wasn't one moment. It was a pattern. And then came the most critical part, the child's own account.
Yeah.
Okay. Feel comfortable talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to tell me what happened? What went down?
So I was just walking over. I'm just walking over, minding my own business. He just starts running, coming up at me. And he starts like tackling me.
Okay.
And I don't know who he is. And I tried to defend myself. I sleep kicked him a couple times.
You did what?
I sleep kicked him because I don't know who he is.
Okay.
And I punched him in the balls.
Okay.
And then my parents came. And then that's really it.
Okay. Were you afraid of this guy? Yeah? Okay.
I couldn't run or scream because I don't know what he's going to do.
Okay. Did he let you go at some point or no?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Were you trying to get away at any point or?
I tried to like get out to make sure I can run, but he's tight, so I couldn't get out.
I'm going to make this statement from the policeman. Make sure you're telling them the full truth and everything, okay? This is very important and it's very serious. What did you think he was doing?
I thought he was going to take me.
Okay. And you don't know, you never met him before, correct?
Correct.
All right. Mom, did you see any of this or?
No, none of them did.
I didn't see the beginning parts. I came with him. And when we came up, it was almost like he was trying to wrestle him. And he was acting like he was familiar with him. It was weird. We don't know.
When officers spoke directly to the child involved, he said he didn't know the man. He said he felt like he couldn't get away. He described being afraid, not confused. Afraid. He even said he thought the man might take him. That detail changes everything. This was no longer about adults interpreting body language. It was about a child articulating fear during an unsolicited physical interaction with a stranger. From there, the investigation shifted from awkward behavior to potential child enticement and assault concerns. Officers gathered statements from multiple witnesses who described similar interactions, the man moving between groups as attention increased, re-engaging other children when supervision tightened. The pattern mattered. However, cases involving children come with a difficult reality. The most severe charges often require a child to testify in court, to relive the interaction publicly. According to the video's account, prosecutors ultimately chose a path that would avoid putting the child through that process. Instead of pursuing charges that required proving long-term intent, they focused on what was clearly provable: resisting and obstructing police, assault-related conduct during the arrest, and disorderly behavior tied to the incident. The man pleaded guilty to multiple charges. He received county jail time, probation, and was ordered to complete alcohol-related treatment programming. The legal system closed the case without forcing the child into a courtroom confrontation. And that's the part that lingers. Nothing catastrophic happened that day. No abduction. No disappearance. Because adults noticed early. Because someone trusted their instincts. Because an officer didn't dismiss discomfort as overreaction. Predatory behavior rarely begins with violence. It begins with normalization, with testing boundaries, with inserting yourself into environments where supervision feels diluted. And at a crowded family event, where everyone assumes safety comes built in, that's exactly where those boundaries matter most. And that takes us to this next case, where firefighters responded to an emergency inside an aging, weathered home and captured something no one could explain. While attempting to control a fire within one of the rooms, a firefighter's helmet camera recorded a brief but chilling moment.
You should see it right now. It's amazing. Look through the window. Woo. See that hand right there? Woo.
From the edge of the frame, a shadowy figure suddenly darted out of the room he was in. Startled but composed, the firefighter calmly asked if anyone was there. But the silence that followed was absolute. Once the fire had been extinguished, they began a full search of the property. Every room, every corner, but no one, nothing was found. No signs of an intruder, no evidence of movement, just the faint memory of that fleeting shadow caught on tape. The footage has since sparked debate. Did the firefighter capture a genuine apparition? Or was it something else? Something we still can't explain? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. One thing is for sure, it is the kind of mystery you argue about. But the next story isn't a debate, it's a crime scene, and the damage is more than clear.
You all right, babe?
The door was locked in the room, and...
Okay, can you sit right here for me?
When officers arrived at the home in a quiet Louisiana neighborhood, they were met by two young girls standing at the doorway. Their voices were calm as they explained that their mother was inside the bathroom and that something was wrong. Moments later, they led police down the hallway, unknowingly guiding them toward a scene no child should ever have to witness.
You all right, babe?
The door was locked in the room, and...
Okay, can you sit right here for me?
Yes.
Is anybody in there?
No, my sisters are inside right there.
Okay.
And we got my mommy. The eggs were burning, and she's in there.
Okay, y'all come in here. Come right here.
No, I don't want to go.
Come here. Stay in here. Stay in here. 254 City.
Inside the bathroom, officers found 28-year-old Ashley Fish dead from a gunshot wound to the head. The house was otherwise silent. No signs of a struggle, no suspect in sight. At first, it wasn't clear whether this was a suicide or a homicide, but one thing was immediately obvious. 4 young children had just lost their mother.
Come here! Come here! Come help me! Come help me! Do you know these children?
Yes, they're our neighbors.
Okay.
Yeah, like Maddie.
You got parents here?
Yes.
Huh? Can you take them to a secure place for me? Was there anybody else here, baby?
I don't think so. I don't know.
As officers worked the scene, questions mounted.
Is there one victim or 2?
I'm at Northbridge.
City, do I have one victim or 2?
So we need to clear the rest of the house. I'm under the impression there was a male here too.
Okay.
So clear the rest of the house. City police!
Hey, city police! Go right.
Police department! Clear.
See, when Gladys was on the phone with him, I was under the impression there was a male subject that had been shot.
Look out in the backyard.
Check the backyard. Check that out.
What's that I smell?
The eggs were burning.
Oh, they cook? Oh, okay.
Where's she at? She's in that bathroom.
Oh, hell.
Everything else clear? Everything else is clear.
Nobody else. You said kids were in the house, or
They're across the street. Ashley Fish. I'm assuming young based off of what I'm seeing here.
I went to school with her.
Did you?
Yeah.
So she's from East Beauregard?
Yeah. And moved away.
She any kin to Josh Fish?
No, I don't think so.
She's your age though, or?
Yeah. We graduated together, so we're about.
Lead detective immediately recognized the name. 28-year-old Ashley Fish. She wasn't just another case file. She was a DeRidder local he had known for years, someone who'd married her high school sweetheart and only recently returned to Louisiana from Texas. Determined to find answers, he began canvassing the neighbors, searching for anything that could explain who had been inside that house. A 911 call had also been placed earlier, leading the police to the victim, but the caller had vanished before police arrived.
911, where's your emergency?
Hi, I need to report a crime.
Okay, what's the address?
265 Northridge Drive, in DeRidder, Louisiana.
Stay on the line while I get DeRidder Police on with us.
Thank you.
At this moment, the caller had hung up. But after questioning the neighbors, it became clear they had seen a black truck leaving the house shortly before that call. Surveillance footage confirmed it. Someone else had been there, and they were already gone. That someone turned out to be Ashley's boyfriend, Tyler Durachowski.
What's that?
The girls are at my house. Can you tell us what's going on?
It's not good.
Is she alive?
No, she's not.
Was she shot?
Yes.
She was out here earlier when about 5 o'clock or so. I saw her out here. Everything seemed fine. There was a truck. She has a significant other. She was going through a divorce, and they're legally separated. But he was here. The black truck was here.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think he shot her?
Well, I can't tell you a whole lot.
I got it.
So as long as the children are safe with you for now, we'll take care of it from there.
As far as I know, her. Oh gosh, I'm assuming that it was Tyler was the person that was here. I don't know if that was his truck. He usually drives a black truck. And then her husband's name is John Fish.
Before police could even begin searching for him, Tyler made a call of his own.
Hi, I need to turn myself in to the police.
Okay.
I don't know how to do this.
Are you wanted? Do you have an active warrant?
No, I just committed a crime.
Okay, what crime did you commit?
I shot somebody.
Okay, where are you located?
I'm at Burke's Outlet in DeRidder. I'm in the parking lot, and I just am going to wait here to get picked up.
Okay, who did you shoot?
A woman.
Okay, what is her name?
Ashley Fish.
Calm, controlled, and unsettlingly composed, he contacted 911 and admitted to shooting Ashley. He waited in a parking lot nearby, surrendering without resistance. From the outside, it almost looked cooperative, but investigators would soon realize it was something else entirely.
The suspect is going to be in Burke's parking lot.
Okay, so the easiest way to do this is sit down on your butt and just turn your legs in, okay?
10-4. And I'm good.
I'm good if y'all want to go at this time.
374, are you out with that subject at first? Can I disconnect?
If you're still comfortable talking to me, can you tell me a little bit about what happened? Okay.
This woman and I got in an altercation last night. Things were kind of falling out between the two of us, just relationally, and I was getting ready to move back to Oregon. So she pulled out, she had a gun in her drawer. She loaded it and was pointing it at me, and we started fighting, and it went off.
During questioning, Tyler claimed the shooting was self-defense. He said Ashley had pulled a gun on him, that they struggled, that it went off accidentally. At first, the evidence seemed thin. The weapon was registered to Ashley. There were no obvious signs of a violent struggle.
The woman and I had an altercation with a loaded weapon, and she has a bullet in her head. Never initiated violent contact on her like that. I'm not the one that pulled the gun. I don't have the gun. I don't want the gun. I don't want it in disputes with a gun.
No intention to shoot Ashley?
No. I've never had. I don't want to take a mother away from her 4 kids. Like, that's not my thing. I close the door. I lock that bedroom door to the bedroom so the kids don't go in there. I had emptied out the gun. It was empty, and I left it there. And I went out. I didn't know what the fuck to do. I'm sorry. I wasn't perfect. The kids were there. There's a 9-year-old there that's really responsible and was watching the kids. The neighbors were outside across the street, or I had seen neighbors outside at one point across the street. I felt like I just needed to go and be like, this just happened. So I drove to the parking lot down the street and just called 911.
For a moment, his story almost held together. But then the forensic evidence came back. Ashley's phone was still in her hand when she was found, meaning she couldn't have been holding a gun. Hair discovered inside the barrel of the weapon proved it had been pressed directly against her head when it was fired. This wasn't a chaotic accident. It wasn't a struggle. It was an execution. As detectives confronted Tyler with these facts, his calm facade began to crack. His words shifted from fear to blame, from explanation to resentment. He spoke about Ashley not as a partner, but as a problem. And slowly, the truth emerged, not just of how she died, but of the control, manipulation, and threats that had preceded it. In the end, Tyler's own words, combined with forensic evidence, sealed his fate. He was convicted of second-degree murder and multiple counts of child abandonment. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. But no verdict could undo what had already happened. 4 children were left without their mother, and haunted by what they had seen. A family was destroyed inside what should have been the safest place imaginable. And a calm voice on a body cam captured the moment innocence gave way to irreversible loss. This wasn't just a crime scene. It was the end of a life, and the beginning of a trauma that will never truly fade. The case left behind answers, painful, undeniable answers. But the next one leaves behind something maybe even more unsettling, because there are no answers at all. The footage you're about to see was recorded by a man named Jesus Vargas, a police officer working late-night patrols in Nayarit, Mexico. Night shifts like his are usually defined by routine, quiet streets, occasional disturbances, long stretches of stillness. But sometimes, it's that stillness that makes certain moments feel wrong. It was just after 3 a.m. when Jesus and his partner were driving past a local elementary school. The kind of place that, at that hour, should feel completely abandoned. Classrooms locked, gates secured. The entire property was sealed in darkness until sunrise.
No manches, sí, mira lo que estamos viendo nosotros ahorita a las 3 de la mañana.
What appears in that brief moment is difficult to explain, not because it's dramatic, but because it's subtle. The figures seem present, yet undefined, close enough to be illuminated, yet strangely without detail. No clear faces, no visible clothing, just movement in a space that should have been empty. And that's where the unease begins. An elementary school at 3 in the morning is not a place where children should be. The gates were closed. The building was secured. There were no reports of break-ins, no alarms triggered. If they were real children, how did they get inside? And more importantly, how did they leave without a trace? The officers didn't dismiss it. They checked the perimeter carefully, walking the grounds, scanning for signs of forced entry or hiding places. Nothing. No footprints. No open doors. No indication anyone had been there at all. By morning, they contacted school administrators. A full check of the premises revealed no one had remained on campus overnight. No staff, no students, no signs of unauthorized entry. And in the surrounding neighborhoods, there were no reports of missing children. That lack of explanation lingered. Rather than let it go, the 2 officers returned on another night, determined to rule out coincidence or misinterpretation.
Esta es la escuela. Ahorita le vamos a mostrar la puerta donde se miraron lo que se miró. No quiero decir qué es lo que se miró. Es esta. Esta es la puerta. Ya está una lona que no sé qué quiere decir. Vamos a bajar. Ay, cabrón. La chingue. Ese es el cancel. De verdad. Esta es la escuela por dentro. Son los salones.
This time, the campus remained exactly as it should be. Silent, empty, still. No movement. No shadows breaking the light. No disturbances reported in nearby homes. Everything is normal. Almost too normal. And that contrast is what unsettled them most. According to Jesus and his colleague, the experience didn't feel like a trick of lighting or camera distortion. They became convinced that what they witnessed wasn't a trespassing incident, but something tied to the location itself. A residual presence. Children bound to the grounds, repeating something long finished. Of course, belief fills the space where evidence cannot. Were these simply distant figures caught at an angle that erased detail? A trick of flashing patrol lights and security glare? Or something else entirely? The officers have their interpretation. But as always, I'll leave that decision to you. Whether those figures were real or not, the next case proves that the most disturbing things don't vanish when the lights come on. On September 12th, 2024, officers were dispatched to a quiet neighborhood for what should have been a routine welfare check. A concerned neighbor had reported something unusual. A young girl seen in a window, the glass smeared with feces. It was a small detail, but one that hinted at something deeply wrong inside the home.
Apparently, we have a wellness check.
What?
Okay,
Yeah.
so your kids are upstairs, you said?
Kids are upstairs. We've been trying to paint the rooms because they keep smearing crap on the walls.
Door. We need to go. There's a what? Copy at the door. Apparently, kids are upset.
Okay, so we're just here to make sure the kids are okay.
Yeah, they're perfectly okay. I can go get them down.
Can I come with you?
Yeah.
What's kid?
We were hurt.
When police stepped inside the apartment, the shock was immediate. The air was stale, the floors cluttered with piles of clothing, trash, and debris. Every corner was filled with chaos, the kind that spoke of long-term neglect. The father, visibly uneasy, claimed the children were upstairs because they were planning to paint the room, an explanation that did little to mask the reality in front of them.
Hi, guys. What are you doing? Come downstairs for me, okay?
Yeah, we're gonna give them a show. They keep smearing on the walls.
Well,
We've been trying to keep painting them and painting them.
okay. How old are they? They're just in there by themselves, which is probably why they're
Yeah, we have
smearing poop on the wall.
we have a camera right there.
Uh-huh.
We're always checking up on them.
Okay.
We make sure they eat 3 soy meals a day.
Yeah. You guys like kind of in over your head, maybe?
I mean, I work at nights.
Okay.
The wife is taking care of the boys, making sure.
Where's she at?
She's currently getting her glasses.
Okay. Well, come on back downstairs for me. So.
Yeah, it's poop. We've been trying to get it painted. And we've been trying to use a rug doctor because they keep trying to get them potty trained.
Mm-hmm. How long have they been in that room?
So they were supposed to be taking a nap.
Where are they supposed to be napping at? There's not a bed in here.
They reported apart yesterday. The autistic one likes to tear apart their beds.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to throw them both out.
Mm-hmm.
My brother just sent me money. I'm actually gonna be, once my wife gets home, buy some beds. Yeah, they keep tearing up the mattresses.
Uh-huh. Can you have a lieutenant start this way, please?
Do we have some pants or something we can put on there?
Yeah, I got it.
You have a lieutenant available
get my
to start this way,
glasses.
please?
I can't really see.
Room after room told the same story: disarray, filth, and an environment unfit for any child. The father nervously shifted blame onto the children themselves, insisting they were responsible for the mess. But the evidence was undeniable. Before the day was over, both parents were taken into custody, charged with child abuse and neglect. What began as a neighbor's unsettling observation ended with the confirmation of a disturbing truth: that behind closed doors, some children live in conditions no one should ever endure. This case stands as a grim reminder of the importance of speaking up, of watching out for the smallest and most vulnerable among us, and of the role law enforcement plays in breaking the silence before it's too late. From a home filled with chaos and failure, to a hospital filled with silence and something that doesn't belong. A young security officer had just begun his night shift at a hospital in Chile, a building undergoing renovations, long emptied of patients but still filled with the echoes of the past. His assignment was simple: monitor the premises, keep trespassers out, and report anything unusual. But as the night wore on, it became clear that his biggest threat wasn't going to come from outside. It was something already inside.
Mejor voy a salir luego de acá. Conchetumare. Conchetumare, ¿no? ¿Qué wea fue eso? ¿Qué es esa wea, conchetumare? ¿Quién está ahí?
While making his rounds, he began to experience and record things that defied explanation. Doors creaking open with no one near them, whisper-like sounds traveling through empty hallways, lights flickering violently in rooms that had no power supply. These weren't isolated incidents. They happened again and again, each time more unsettling than the last. And yet, despite multiple investigations into these strange occurrences, no concrete explanation has ever been found. Whatever is happening within that hospital remains a mystery. But for those who've seen the footage, one thing is certain: something is still there. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, click to see more on the video on screen.